This next video shows you a different sort of phenomenon which is where it's easy for your eyes to betray your ears, or for you to give too much credence to what you can see over what you can hear. If you listen to the F0 trace here, to the F0 contour here, what you hear is a fall.
Do, do, do.
And you can also see that fall. In fact, if I change the pitch settings and make these a little bit more realistic for a male speaker, let's put that up to 300 Hz rather than 500 Hz, I think you'll see more clearly the fall, which starts roughly here, well actually there if we ignore the microprosodic things, and then goes down to there. But what you can see at the end is something that looks like a rising F0, but you don't really hear that rise when you hear the word.
Do, do, do.
You don't hear, in other words, do, do, you hear do, do. Now why aren't you hearing this rise at the end? The answer for that is that the amplitude is dropping off. If you look at the waveform, you can see that the peak in amplitude is right at the beginning part of the vowel portion here. That's where the wave is biggest and fattest, that's where the highest amplitude is. Whereas by the time we get to the end of this utterance, the amplitude is dying away, and if you look at the yellow line in the window here, you can see that very clearly. Now there's a trade-off when you listen to pitch, there's a trade-off between the F0 value and the amplitude of the signal. So if the signal is low in amplitude, no matter how high the F0 is, it's harder to hear. In other words, this bit of F0 is less salient, it's less prominent than this bit of F0 here. So this is why you hear a fall, because this is where there's some amplitude, and this here, you're not going to hear this as a rise because the amplitude for that is too low. And you need to be very careful when you're looking at F0 traces of real speech that you don't just look at the F0 trace, but you really learn to hear contours as rising and falling and level and so on, and trust your ears over your eyes. And if your eyes tell you something that you can't hear, check whether it's because of things like falls in amplitude. That's often a very good explanation for why you don't hear what you can see.